Everyone is being distracted at this time. Listen to this from Kim.com. And all the global drama, by the way, has anyone else noticed that the US government is bankrupt? Right? Think about this for a moment, guys. We talked about it before. They always manufacture these events to distract everyone from what's truly happening, right? As an example, Elon Musk, the perfect puppet, by the way, he has been very active, right? Hasn't he? With so many different things. But have we ever seen people talk about, or a lot of these people talk about Bill Gates, George Soros? I don't see any of them. The Rothschilds, right? All of them, guys. Not really. So do we see what's really happening? Or do a lot of people really see what's happening? Not really. What do you think is likely to happen in 2023? What do you guys believe? I don't think any of these guys, right? I'm just going to state other at this point in time. A lot of people believe the stock market will crash, right? Or the collapse will take place. Maybe, guys, there is a chance, but like I stated before, you guys already know what I think will take place. From the real Kiyosaki, pensions next global Lehman. What are you going to do? Will you get richer or poorer? People who own gold, silver, Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin might have one last ride up, right? That will be the last one in my humble opinion if it does. We'll get richer when Fed, Treasury, Wall Street pivot and print trillions of fake dollars. Fake money savers will be biggest losers. Don't be a loser. So, I mean, he's basically correct, guys. Anyone who owns these assets will get richer. And guess what these quote-unquote elites own? All the assets, right? They crash the economy, they buy it back up again, while everyone doesn't. It's fascinating. The market is closely correlating with behavior like 2008 and 1929. Do you think it will continue? This is crazy. Wait, what? We have 2008 versus 2022. Today, we are right here. If it literally does follow the trajectory of 2008, guess what's going to happen, guys? Oh my, a crash is literally incoming, right? If not what, a 1929 collapse. So, Valjester's is replying, yes, 100%, right? But can they delay it? Just 2 more years, guys, right? Just give it 2 more years. Can they delay it for 2 more years? I think so, right? I think so. The reason being is this is why I say this, guys. It's because people are everyone and their grandmas are calling for a collapse inbound, right? That's the issue I have. Usually the opposite takes place, right? That means if they pump every asset to the stratosphere, that means everyone will be calling for higher prices, and that's when they pull the rug. From Peter Schiff, anyone expecting a soft landing doesn't understand the situation. There will be no landing at all. The economy will just crash and burn. As I warned long ago, the Fed made a deal with the devil when it implemented quantitative easing to delay the pain. Now the devil is here to collect, right? Exactly, guys. We got QE and what? Cutting interest rates, right? Or lower, or a lot low interest rates. So those who in effect is a recipe for disaster, right? But I do believe QE cutting rates will be coming in soon, guys, for this one last ride, and then everything just crashes and burns, right? That's when finally the reset takes place. Then it correlates to this week. So there's a train of connections here. If you guys like the video, really appreciate it because we're going to go deep in this video, guys. Listen to this. Labor, WEF. You can't make this stuff up, right? So we know the WEF is coming to play. They already know what their agendas they're pushing. Confirmation, Keir Starmer will attend the WEF, World Economic Forum conference in Davos to position himself as a global leader. Wow. I don't see anybody get angry about this. Why doesn't Elon Musk talk about the WEF or any of these things that's taking place? Isn't that fascinating, guys? But he talks about free speech and everything else, right? AI and all that stuff. But why not any of this stuff that's happening in the news, or really it's hidden, right? Not much people are talking about this. That's quite interesting. This is why we have to think, guys. He's ready to trade your democracy for global governance to elevate himself in the eyes of billionaires, shaping your future. Wake up. Mail 1213. Next month, the labor leader is set to rub shoulders with the world's billionaires and non-doms in Davos. He told an audience of executives that he plans to go to the annual gathering of the global elite as he seeks to position himself as an aspiring world leader. They got him, guys, right? Then, another connection from James. The European Commission attacks Italy's supports for cash transactions. Wow! This is crazy. Hold on a minute. Oh, the irony. They are happy to receive obscene amounts of cash and bribes, but there's no way we'll accept normal everyday citizens using cash. The hypocrisy is clear, and the EU drive for a cashless society is blatantly obvious. EU made in China. Wow, China! Guys, China is branching out ever so quickly, right? It's one big club and we ain't in it, right? Super simple and super easy. Look at that, guys. So much is really happening, so let's check this out. Basically, what do they want, guys? A cashless society, right? And it's going to happen. I mean, I believe it's going to happen. Why? Because just look at technology as we speak, right? Everything's headed or pointed towards that direction, right? Especially with Elon Musk playing the perfect role of the puppet that will push the transhumanist agendas and all that stuff, which it all ties in like a spider web, right? The European Commission has warned Italy's new right-wing government against enacting plans to promote the use of cash, which Brussels said would run counter to Rome's commitment to fight against tax evasion. Wow, so that's the narrative they're using? What crazy! They're using this narrative to ban cash, so to speak, right? So people use less cash because of this. Come on. It's crazy because they are the ones that do those stuff, right? Most of the time. Why? Because they quote unquote get away with it. Italy's prime minister wants to lift the legal ceiling for cash transactions to 5,000 euros. What do we think, guys? The commission said the measures were not in line with past advice to Italy to fight tax evasion. Look at this, guys. Strengthen what? The use of e-payments, right? Everything going digital, because that's where the world is headed towards. I don't see anyone outraged against this narrative, guys, right? But everyone else is pushing useless narratives and whatnot. Like, I don't know, guys. Nothing makes sense anymore. It seems like we're living in an upside down world. So, at the end of the day, what do we believe will take place, guys? Will happen, right? We live in an illusion of freedom, but governments all over the world are moving towards central bank digital currencies, which would fundamentally strip away our civil liberties and potentially act as a conduits for social credit systems. We are sleepwalking towards this, right? Why isn't Elon Musk, why isn't all these people that are outraged against everything else talking about what's happening here, right? Why? Because everyone is being hypnotized and programmed that way, guys. That's why, right? If you see through the veil, you truly see what's happening at this time, right? What's truly happening, should we say. From Nicola 3, Australia, digital ID linked V verification certificates, guys, right? No V, you lose everything. Bank accounts, social networks, internet access. It's a reality in Australia and of course soon in Europe. Welcome to world dictatorship, guys. Wow. Listen to this.
COVID vaccination could become our future ticket to international travel and possibly even determine where you can shop or eat. So, how do you prove you've had it? Nine's Fiona Willan explains.
Once you get a COVID-19 jab, you can access your vaccination certificate in 4 ways. Through the vaccine provider, the Express Plus Medicare app, by contacting Services Australia, or by logging into your MyGov account and visiting Medicare, where you'll find it on the Australian Immunisation Registry. And to make that process more secure, the government has now linked MyGov to the nation's digital ID system, MyGov ID.
And of course, the vaccination certificate that will be available for Australians will be available through MyGov, and digital identity is the safest, easiest way to access MyGov.
The digital ID isn't just for downloading your vaccination certificate. It can currently be used to access 75 government services online, and the plan is to expand it to the private sector so that you can use it to check your bank details or your electricity bill. It replaces the traditional 100-point ID check that you'd usually do at a bank or Australia Post.
Well, if you want a quick, simple interaction with a government service, you can use your digital ID rather than presenting physical ID.
2 million Australians have signed up for a digital identity, and the government wants more people to do it as the vaccination program ramps up to ensure your details are more secure and you're the...
It's quite simple and clear if you ask me, guys, right? It's quite simple. I mean, I wouldn't want to live in a world where you're forced to do all this stuff. Would you? Probably not, right? You're forced to is crazy if you're forced to. I have faith and I have hope, and I believe the future world will be definitely not like this, right? It will be more positive and better than it is right now. And that is why you shouldn't feel worried at all, guys, right? You shouldn't feel worried at all, because I believe they're putting all these agendas, they're throwing them out left and right. Why? And events and all this stuff, because specifically to make the world collapse, right? To transition us into the new system. But I don't believe it'll be what people are saying right now on how the future world will look like. I believe it'll be a lot better than it is today, right? We don't have a crystal ball in the first place, so we'll have to wait and see, but not financial advice. But anyways, that's all for guys. Introduce me. Amazing day, anyways. See ya.